Well, hello there, besties, bestatios, bestatinis. I absolutely love just making words so cute. Okay, I just love it. I love giving random things these cutest little names, just making it so cute. My vocabulary, the way I think. First of all, hello. How are you doing? I just dived in, got into it without no introduction. I feel like we know each other now. You know what I'm saying? We are besties, bestatios, bestinis, bestatinis, besbellis, bestonis. Oh, what is that even? I don't even know what that is. It sounds like a Latin word. Bestanis. Guys, let's Bestanis today. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what I translated that in my head. But anyways, I hope you guys are doing great. Like I said yesterday, this week has been, I'm sorry, the visual is not bueno today for some reason. I thought I had like a large booger over there, but it's my nose. I'm sorry. It's my nose. I hope you guys had a great Monday yesterday. It was a testing weekend, but we were out of it. It's been so great. Like literally, I feel like a whole entire being. Does that even make sense? Honest to God, like today, I feel like a new person. I feel like I've shed off so many skins, layers, and I've kind of like evolved. Honest to God, today I woke up and I felt like a whole new human being, like an evolved. I'm looking at my whole entire past situations and I'm like, oh my God, who was she? I knew her. It was me, obviously. But I feel so good. I feel evolved. Like I said, for the past weeks, there's light at the end of the tunnel and I found the light. It's booming. It's a different kind of milk. No, for real, it's it does. And honestly, honestly, when you're going through a hard time, it's so much better to just be patient. Unfortunately, this situation, I was a little rattled. I was a little dismantled. I don't even know, not dismantled. Internally, kind of like my thoughts were a little dismantled. Is that even, am I saying that right? I don't know. I was patient. I feel like it was like 40% I was panicking, and I don't like panicking because honest to God, when you panic, you make your whole entire life a whole lot much more chaotic than it actually is, because you're doing nothing but adding problem on top of it. So it's better to just stay calm. Honestly, I don't even know, but sometimes one thing I've learned is that throughout time, so let's say, you go through a certain situation, unfortunate situation. I feel like I've been talking about the suffering shit. I'm sorry this is becoming a conversation, but I feel like it needs to, because I feel like I'm constantly positive, and I'm a little, sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, I have this fake positivity. I force positivity down my fucking throat and not feel the feelings I need to feel. And people need to be doing that too, because I feel like society kind of shuts you off when you are going through something. But also, don't ever expect other people to understand your situation, because you're literally the only one who can understand it completely. You are the one who experienced it 100%. Like, do you get that? You're literally who observed the entire situation. You have full knowledge of what went on. What you tell other people is maybe like 20%, because there are certain things that you don't even want to share with them that you're going through, because you're like, this person may not understand. And even if you do, the person completely forgets about it and they're consumed by their own problem. So it sucks. And I see some people on TikTok that they're like, they keep crying, and I get it, they're young. I used to be that person at one point too, where I'm like, people need to understand me. I don't have anybody to understand me. But in reality, honestly, nobody is ever going to understand you how you want to be understood, no matter how much people make an effort, they are not going to understand you how you want to be understood, because there's something internally that you're going through that you yourself don't even understand it, that you need to understand that first. You know what I'm saying? And once you understand that, you don't even care if other people understand it or not. It's just like, it doesn't really matter. You trying to tell your story, like, for what is it, running to people, trying to tell your life, your story. I'm sorry to say this, but the best thing is to detach. And like I said, when I was much younger, I used to want people like to understand me, to listen to me, because I do that. I want to be there for people, and I want to understand their whole entire situation. And sometimes, even though I make an effort, sometimes I get cussed out for, even like I said in the past episode, where I came across this lady. I had a hair client, and she was having so many issues. And this one time, I'm very calm, cool, collected, especially when I'm talking to other people, and I'm literally listening to every little detail you tell me, because I have to put everything together, and I'm literally paying attention most of the time. And not many people are capable of that. Like, they can't just listen to you because they're ready to throw you an advice that they themselves don't even fucking take. They don't take it, but they tell you before you even finish. Like, they shut you off because they're not trying to, because sometimes I feel like people associate other people's problem as if they're taking it as their own. You don't even have to do that. There's a level, and it took me some time to even understand that there's a level where you can separate yourself, you can detach yourself from that person, and try to understand what that person is going through mentally. Just like try to make it sense, and that's it. You don't need to take their emotion, blah blah blah, because that's not understanding people. You know what I'm saying? You're just causing yourself more pain. But you can listen to them. Some people are literally looking for people to listen to them, to be honest with you. They don't even need your advice. And that's something I learned too. Like, I stopped giving people advice because they figure it out once they speak it out loud, and they have the opportunity to express themselves. People can find their own solution within that time. You know what I'm saying? It's just that some people have made it so difficult for other people to speak, because they get shut off, because people immediately label these people as if like, oh, this person is negative and I don't want to take this negativity. It's not that they're negative. They're going through a situation, and some people, they're robots. They can't even be humans. But I just want to tell you, this lady, client I had, I made a bad decision giving her advice. It wasn't advice. It was like kind of suggestion for her situation. And, she yelled at me. She was like, get away from me with your holistic shit. Because I'm like, really, I'm all about patient, calm. And I understand she was frustrated. And even in that moment, I choose to understand people, because it's not about me. Like, this person is not mad at me. They're mad at their own situation. And I completely understand that. Like, I completely take myself out of the equation. I'm just listening. It's like I'm just like looking. I'm not even like, I'm here physically, but I'm looking at the whole situation from like a third party, like outside of myself, if that makes sense. I don't know. I use that kind of imagination to kind of like observe what's going on and give like a very neutral response. But she got upset. She was like, get away from me with your holistic shit. And she used to yell so much, and I was like, baby girl, I'm so tired. And unfortunately, it's just the loudness. I tried so many times just to listen, but she just gets loud because her situation is bad. And I couldn't even like do her hair anymore, because I'm sorry. It's like, listen, I love silence. I love peace. I love calm, cool, collected. Some people cannot even function. She was one of them where, like, if nothing is like going on, like TV going on or something, she can't function, or she feels like it's weird. I don't. Like, I'm fine with it. Okay. God, are you kidding me? Silence? Pure silence? When the whole entire, like, sometimes like the whole thing, like the whole place is silent. So, and I'm talking about like the AC machine outside that goes buzz, and those birds that literally like, you know what I'm talking about? Those fucking weird ass fucking birds. They're not even regular birds. I've never even seen these birds. Those, they're so loud, bro. They are so loud. They scream like they're being abducted. With those birds out, like it's just pure silence where there's no car on the road, just like the pure silence is so beautiful, so beautiful. And I just take a moment to shut everything, like if I'm watching something or doing something, I just take a moment to appreciate that moment, to be honest with you, because it's so rare. It's so rare. People are so chaotic and they can't function in silencio because I don't know, their thought scares them or something. I don't know. Usually that's what it is. But anyways, I was supposed to say something, I literally forgot. This whole loop that I was trying to get, I'm sorry, it's my nose. Do you see this? It looks like a booger, but it's my nose creating some kind of I don't know what the fuck it's doing. Anyways, I was trying to get at something earlier. And I just want to say, like, one thing I've also realized about giving people advice is that, sometimes you give people advice and, they don't take it and it frustrates you, right? Like, sometimes you're just like, this person keeps coming to me with the same problem and it frustrates you at some point, because I've seen these videos where people are like, I keep giving this person the same advice and, I keep giving these people the same advice and they don't take it. And the funny thing is, it's because we don't take that advice too. Like I mentioned earlier, where, people give you advice and they don't take it. Like I've been there too, where like I give people advice and they don't take it. And I'm like, what's wrong with this person? And the funny thing is, like, I am so good at giving people advice. It's just like applying it becomes, my mind doesn't even like, nah, we don't even think about it. I do, to be honest with you. It's, 3 days I've resolved my fucking issues most of the time before I try to understand it again. Anyways, yeah, it's because most people, like, they don't take that advice, and it frustrates them when they see other people not taking that advice, because if they applied that, they would, you know what I'm saying? It's like speak in I was trying to wait, what is it? If that's your principle and you live by it, it wouldn't frustrate you. If that, I don't know. Anyways, I want to go back to that understanding thing, where I've been seeing these videos on TikTok, okay, where people are crying their eyes out. They're like, people don't understand me. And I love you so much, like, from the bottom of my heart. I literally love you. I didn't mean to make fun of you like that. It's just, that was so disrespectful, but it's just, that's kind of how I hear it. That's also how I hear myself when I used to say those things, because I'm just like, what the fuck am I saying? And it takes time to, like, and nobody's gonna understand you, like, and that's not even in a sad way. It's like in the most beautiful way. If you can understand yourself, people really underestimate themselves. Like, they feel like they're powerless, and they feel like they need to find answers from outside. And since we see so many things with our eyes and everything is so visible, like, it's so hard. Like, we've never been taught how to, like, internally look within and resolve what's within, and like how much patience it actually takes, and who needs to understand us in order to resolve whatever it's going on inside. Like, it's so rare. And the only person I've seen do this, or the person who explains it in the most simplistic way, is Sadhguru. Like, honestly, certain things I need to be explained in the most, like, simple way. Like, I'm a very direct person, and I need to understand it in the most simplistic way. Don't overcomplicate things. Some people just use these big words. They don't, I hope they understand it, and other people don't understand it. You literally have to use, like, 5th grade vocabulary for people to understand completely what you're talking about, or if you want other people to also understand what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so Sadhguru is the best person who teaches about inner engineering, where how you should work on your inner world. And just, like, it's so beautiful. Like, the way he teaches, it's so beautiful. I always suggest to go listen to him, because I recently bought his book, as you remember, a couple weeks ago. And well, this is not really going to make sense to you, to be honest, but I'm just gonna read you a part of the book where it was just so funny. It's not really going to make sense, but I'll just go ahead and read it to you. So this is like being in the driver's seat, and this is mainly about like putting other people in charge of our life, like thinking that other people are in charge of our life. So I'm just gonna try to read this quickly. It happened. It says it's I just need to read it. In the driver's seat, it happened. Once the Pope went to the United States, his schedule was a busy one, with engagements in various cities. One day he happened to be in Louisiana in a chauffeur-driver stretched limo, the vehicle that demonstrates the quintessentially American. I'm sorry, I feel like I just need to speed it up because once I get into this, people zone out and they don't even understand what. So basically, the Pope was in Louisiana. He was on a stretched limo, and he was just so fascinated by the limo that he asked the driver if he could drive it. If the Pope himself said, if I can drive the limo, and the driver was in the back seat and the Pope was driving, and the Pope was driving so fast that a cop stopped him. And when the cop went over to the car, he asked, what are you doing in the car? And he looked in the back seat, and the chauffeur is actually in the back seat. And hold on, so the chauffeur was in the back seat, and sorry. So he called his what is that, the highest of the police stations, sergeant or some shit like that. He called the sergeant, and he's telling him, Captain, I've got a big fish. Oh no, who is it? Bonnie and Clyde? No, somebody much bigger than that. Sweet Jesus, have you got Al Capone. Oh no, somebody much bigger. What do you think you got? The president, the United States, oh my God, this is why I hate reading out loud. You think you got the president? You think you got the president himself? No, somebody much bigger. And then he tells him it's the Pope. It just goes on, and the cop replied, I don't know, but he got the Pope as his driver. So it goes on to say as that, and that's us to the crux of the matter. Most people don't even have a clue who's driving their car. Look around you. Ask yourself how many people you know are living in a real understanding of the crazy locomotive called life. Most people are passive pawn in the ride, clueless about how the machinery works, the source of the octane, how to manage the direction of its velocity, and above all, who's their chauffeur. They talk about free will, liberty, and independence, but they have little to no control of their life. Their destiny is something they create unconsciously. Welcome to karma, a dimension that puts you squarely back to where you belong, where you were meant to belong all along, in the driver's seat. So it goes on. It's pretty interesting. I really don't like how he uses so many big words, because I have to write these and go back and look at it. Some of the words I literally don't know. And he's not like that when he's actually on YouTube, because he's a very simple guy. But I really want to understand this version of karma, because I feel like something that he mentioned is that the word karma has been so overused, especially in the Western world, where they have given it their own definition, and it's not what it means. It's not what people think it means. And I'm still trying to get an understanding of what he's saying. And what he's saying is not the truth. It's just another knowledge to add it back to your knowledge collection, if that makes sense. But yeah. And another thing I wanted to talk about is, so many things, I swear to God, this year, especially after my birthday, I've just been learning so many things. So many things have just been opening. My eyes have just been so open. And, you know, it's crazy. Like when you're 18, you feel like you know everything, you've figured out life, and nobody could tell you shit. But then you get much older. I don't know why people say the older you get, the like worse life gets, or some shit like that. You know, I've heard a couple people on TikTok saying that, because they give these children, the people in their 20s, advice, and they're like, you know, there was this lady who's like, the most recent one I remember is like, everything is downhill after 40. I'm like, lady, are you okay? I'm sorry, but like, I literally feel like I'm 17. I'm 27 and I feel like I'm 17. I feel like I'm aging backwards. No, I don't. No, I don't have a Benjamin Button, but I can't speak today. It's because I blend my words in, and I try, and I say the next word before I say the very previous word, and they get tangled and they blend. They create their own words. Yeah, no, I feel like I'm 20. I feel like I'm 17 and aging backwards, to be honest with you, because life is, it's like balanced, and it's majority of the time is good, but I've had my youth. No, this is getting so much better. And to be honest with you, I feel like after 25, I kind of like went through some kind of enlightening moment where, you know, I was like, the hardest part of my life is over now. It felt like I was going through a quarter life crisis where I was just like, what is my life coming down to? But it was for the better, because sometimes, like, you know, you shed so much skin, you shed so much old belief system, and it's so hard to step into a new phase because you're just so used to, especially if you're someone who's very attached to your own ideas, your own belief system, like very deeply. Like, I don't know how to explain it. If you're someone who gets like really attached to so many things, it becomes so hard to like step into the new you. And I remember it's like at 25, I was just having such a hard time in my life. I was like, oh my God, what's going on? And yeah, life gets better afterwards. I'm only 27. It's been 3 years since then. And one thing I did that really helped me was that, you know, I used to be a little attached to so many things. I used to be attached to my hair. Like, I used to be like, I didn't want to lose my hair. I'll talk about it. This is a wig, by the way. I'll tell you all that. And I used to be attached. I used to have such a deep attachment to so many things. And one thing I started doing was like, I became such a minimalist where, you know, I need a bed and a place to sleep, and try to like minimize my life. Like, I have one fork, 4 spoons. I don't even know why I have 4 spoons, to be honest with you. Like, it's 5 now, or it's 3, 4, whatever. But I have 2 plates. Like, I don't even know why I even have 2 plates, to be honest with you. It's just that, like, I want to minimize my life. And to be honest with you, life becomes so much better because your options are so limited that you don't have chaos around you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or chaos, what is it? Distraction as well, but like, I don't want to say distraction. How do you say it? Like, your life is not dismantled. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's so much easier to clean those things that you have, that you actually use. So many people have so many things that they don't even use. They have clothes that they don't even wear. They have so many items. I just want to mention, I went back to my mom's house last year, okay? And since I've been this way for at least like a couple, like 2 years or 3 years, where I've just became completely like, I've made my life as small as I can. And to be honest with you, like, when I say I used to be attached, I used to keep, like, you know, those ice creams, like those gelato ice cream cup holder. And this is common in like foreign household where they keep that and put like spices in it. So I used to do that too. And it is such a deep attachment. Like, I did not throw item. In my language, we call this like karakambo, which is like just junk, you know, just keeping junk. And so now every time I see it, I'm like, oh, I could use this for something. Like I could be like, I see this and I'm just like, I can make something out of this and keep it. Now I immediately throw it away. And since I've built that kind of cycle for myself, like it's so much easier. This is one thing I literally am so fucking proud of myself. Literally, like it makes your life so much easier to become such a minimalist, just making your life as minimum as possible. And I want to tell you, last year when I went back to my mother's house, oof, child, they were living in the same place as I left them. They've been living there for at least like 10 years. Okay, it's not a house, it's an apartment. It's a 2-bedroom apartment. And you know, I literally cannot function. I feel like I've always kind of liked cleaning, like where I like constantly cleaning. Like I don't know why I love cleaning and organizing. Okay, I feel like I'm also organizing my brain when I do that. It becomes easy to access my mind and simplify that too, because it's kind of like a therapy. So last year when I went back, my God, I'm sorry, but like the house was just so like a mess that they didn't even realize that it's a mess, because they have had items that they have kept since like we've moved into this country, which was like 13 years ago, and they don't even, oh my God. And the crazy thing is, like, if I lived there, I would have probably not even paid that much attention to it. But since I moved away and seen so much other life, I was like, this is so crazy. And my mom has mentioned so many times that she wanted to throw so many items out, but my stepdad I've realized this, okay, that he had such an emotional attachment to these items, even though they don't use it as often. The items that they use, it's so limited. Like it's probably like 10, there's 3 of them, okay? My little brother, my stepdad, my mom, who lives in that house. And the items that they have could feed 700 people, a wedding reception, you name it, a large place, in a 2 fucking apartment. And it becomes so crowded in there because it's just, you know what I'm saying? Every time I look at an item that is just so old, to be honest with you, it brings up a memory. You don't even realize it sometimes. You have already attached certain like memory to it, that when you look at the item, it brings us a certain memory. I know this is so deep, maybe this is just my own understanding, but something I've realized is that, like, you know, when I see an old item, I have to throw it away because it's been so old. I need to let go of whatever attachment that I have, and I also don't need to be attached to items. You know what I'm saying? I can always change it. I can always get much better. And you know, my mom is so cheap. Okay, she's so cheap. And one thing I've also learned is buy a good quality item. Buy like a cup, like things that you need, like a pot. Buy a good quality pot where you're gonna use that for at least like the next 2-3 years. You know what I'm saying? Instead of buying these cheap pots, I'm just giving you one example where you keep buying like one every 3 months because like the thing is rotten, not rotten, but like rusty and bad. Just buy like something that's gonna last for a long term, and that is good quality. You know what I'm saying? And I kept telling my mom this. She wasn't comprehending or getting inside her brain, which because she also has a cycle of just being in this kind of cycle, because there were certain things I was buying and she would be like, you know, she was like, I could never spend that much, you're crazy. And I'm like, I'm spending this because I know I'm gonna use it for a while. You know, I would rather spend that much because, you know, in a couple months it's back to square one. You're just wasting your money. And the funny thing is, I know all this and I'm still, well, I'm good at money, but not that good, which I need to be, like I said, needs a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? But the thought process is there, is applying it. Is a little impulsiveness that gets in me sometimes. But anywho, so I took it upon myself and I was like, I'm gonna help them clean up this entire mess. And we started doing that. You know, my mom was so happy because she's been wanting to do this for so long. Mind you, after like 13 years, so many items were just getting out of that house. Their brain could literally like instantly change. I know that I'm saying this like it might be funny for some of you, but it's It's something so significant. You don't even realize it. Throw away something that you've been so attached, a clothes that you've been so attached. Just throw it away. You'll see how open your like mindset becomes. Honestly, that is the way I'll see it. So we cleaned out the house. Believe it or not, not a large trash bag, but we took out at least extra large bags, which was so fucking huge. Okay, it was like 10-15 of those bags we took out of that house because there were just so many items that they were not using. And baby, the way the house looked afterwards, I was like, I'm so proud of myself. I love bringing this kind of good change to people because honestly, it's the best. And I've realized my stepdad had such a deep attachment to these items that, he was so upset that day one, because this took like a couple days, at least 5 days. He was so upset. He was just so upset that he didn't want to verbalize it. And to be honest with you, sometimes I can like understand people without them even saying anything. And I just let them understand themselves. If they stay quiet, I just, even though he's not the nicest person, I was still understanding that he had an attachment. And I was trying to comfort him, but I was like, I don't even give a fuck, to be honest, sometimes, because this man is just so fucking rude. So rude. Shout out to him and his family, though. Major shout out. Peace and love. So we cleaned out the house. Day 2, he was still having an attachment, but he was letting it go slowly. And he wasn't even willing to help. He was just like very upset, just watching TV. And then day 3, he was just like, wow, this looks so great. And once he saw the result, it was just so like rewarding. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've been wanting to do this for so long and they weren't able to do it. And it's crazy how your life could be such a mess. Like, honestly, just throw away shit that you don't need, especially something you've been so attached. And honestly, life could change. Your life could literally change. And I was gonna say something about this whole thing about throwing away, and I literally forgot, to be honest with you. It gets so hot in here, to be honest. It's like 600 degrees, 69. But yeah, so going back to like, if you feel like you know everything. One thing I realized this year is that, sometimes people could be telling you a certain information, and in your mind, you're just like, ugh, like, I know what this person is about to say. And the funny thing is, like, so many of us, we don't even realize we have so many, like, can you say undeveloped, so many thought process that we have thought about maybe like 1 or 2 times, and it's just sitting in the back of our mind, and we have came to a conclusion about it. And that is why when somebody repeats that information, we're like, I know this information. I know exactly what this person is talking about. And the funny thing is, your life could absolutely change if you actually just listen to that person, because this person has a certain information that you don't know, that you can add it to that knowledge, that it can flourish. You know what I'm saying? Don't come to a conclusion over a thought process that you think that you know what this person is talking about, or you feel so like superior and you're like, I know what this person is talking about. I can actually educate them, in fact. And it's so interesting. Sometimes like you can learn something new, like that thought process that you thought about 2 times. It's just like, it needs so much like training for you to even come to a conclusion. And the funny thing is, if you say those things, you're like, I know what this person is about to say. It has not been developed well enough, because I've been there, and it's my ego that was just like getting in, it's like, I know what you're talking about. I know this. Like, I know what you're talking about. But the funny thing is, when I started listening, actually just listening to this person, as if I'm listening to a completely new information. It's so interesting. Just adding that into the accumulated other knowledge. Baby. it makes you open-minded to learn something new. And every time you think you know something, or you think you know what the person is talking about, just listen to them as if it's like a completely new information that they're talking about. Don't even associate it with what you knew once ago. Because the funny thing is, what you think is right may not even be right. Like, all along you thought, I'm right. I'm right on this subject. But there is no such thing as right or wrong. It's just like knowledge that could just go into it and make it even like better. But there is no like right or wrong, to be honest. Well, there is when you go much deeper with like good and bad. But also that, like, sometimes, to be honest with you, I think about it, and all these people like Hitler and all these messed up people, all like they started with like good intention. You know what I'm saying? It just escalated to that point where their ego got in the way, where they're just like they've loved the power so much that they felt like this is all that they can do. You know what I'm saying? But all in all, like, every bad thing that you see in the world all started with good intention. Nobody said, I'm gonna start fucking up this world up. Everybody is probably like just sick of the world, and they're just like, I'm gonna make a difference. And yeah, everything has even something that good that you create, it still has bad effect. Like, Steve Jobs came up with this fucking iPhone shit, and I was going there with that. I don't know where. Okay, yeah, he came up with this. And long ago, this was such a good gadget. Like, this was such a good thing to carry or like to communicate about. It was so new, it was so fresh, and it was so good. But then now it's having effect on other people. But does that mean it's his responsibility that he created this, that people don't even have self-control? Or is it like people have just never been taught, since it's like a new technology, people have just never been taught how much time they need to take away from this gadget and take time away, because consuming too much of it is no bueno. I guess that's probably why, because we talk about it, like we talk about it, like we need to take time away from social media, we need to take away some, but I don't know if we've just adopted to the whole system, or if we have just like nobody is like teaching this, to be honest. Maybe I haven't seen anything where like people are just like, oh, how much time you need to, or maybe people are not listening, or the information is not spreading as fast. And it's so funny how like, sometimes people, when, we talk about like depression, anxiety and all that, like, listen, when I was younger, I never heard people say I have anxiety and depression. Maybe they didn't know how to word it. But hold on. Maybe people didn't know how to word it, but I also didn't have that mess. I think phones make it complicated. But also, like, I don't think Steve Jobs is like responsible for this nonsense. It's just our own like discipline. It requires discipline. So yeah, I don't know how we got here, but yeah, all bad that you see in the world literally started with good intention. It is so crazy to think about that. Like, it is so crazy. Like, it's so crazy how like this man Hitler he was an artist. This man could have been the next what's that guy name? Leonardo da Vinci. Is that the guy? Is that the Mona Lisa guy? I think so. Anyways, he could have been that. So many routes this man could have taken, but that was the route homie wanted to take. But the funny thing is, it all collapsed. It may look so scary, it may look frightening, but people got hurt, and it's fucked up, man. Sometimes I think about the Jews. These people have been through it. They have been through it. And it's not even funny, to be honest with you, because I was watching some documentary about the Bible, the secrets of Bible, and it's on Prime Time. It's so crazy how many things are in there. Like, to be honest with you, I've always been so fascinated by the Bible. Listen, I used to be Orthodox, Christian, I used to be Catholic, I used to be Protestant. I think that's the one, the Jesus followers. I used to be that. I used to go to a non-denominational church, which this man, he was a Caucasian gentleman I was dating. He started taking me to this non-denominational church. I literally want to talk about this because it's so crazy. What just happened? It's so crazy. So this man, okay, he is so ridiculous. This Caucasian man, gentleman, shout out to him and his family. No hate towards him. He started taking me to this non-denominational church. This was like back in 2014. And this man, it's so crazy how these men, I swear to God, I've understood their game after him, to be honest with you. Like, I don't know how worse it can get from there. It's not bad. It's just that he taught me like about men. He didn't teach me, like sat me down and taught me about men, but his action really taught me how men function, to be honest with you, because it's fucked up. The way they come at you in the beginning and the way they just maneuver around is ridiculous. So anyways, I started dating this man, okay? And the funny thing is, oh, fuck me. So I used to have a really, it wasn't a good job. I used to work at a parking attendant. I was a parking attendant, and then I quit that job because they switched management. I've been there for a very long time, like 2 years, I think. That's not a long time, but I was like, I wasn't even 21 at that time. So I wasn't. Yeah, so it's when I turned 21 that I left that place because they started putting machines there instead of a human. So I knew where this was going. They were going to fire us at some point. They were just waiting until they installed their machines so, they could robot life. But that place had so much issue that it needs a human. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, not my problem anymore. So I used to work there and then I quit because I was like, they're going to do it anyways. I might as well just make it easier for them. And I found another job maybe like, a month after I found another job. It was paying me like $20. Okay. I was a salesperson. And it was $20. It was amazing. It's just that I had to work at a grocery store, like a Kroger. If you don't have Kroger, it's like Vons and Safeway, like that store. It's very similar to that. So I had to go into these stores and go and work through those stores, like just teach people about the Kroger credit card. And sometimes there's like, how there is a gas station like there is at Sam's Club and whatnot. So I had to go on the outside in Texas. And this was like in hot fucking weather. And it just gets a little like I don't want to do this anymore, And it is $20. It's $15 an hour. And every person I got was $5. So regardless, I have to get 8 people, not 80. I had to get 8 people a day. So that would make it like $20, which is a good pay, okay, at that time. I'm barely 21. This was a good job. And I got paid every 2 weeks, I think. And I was still waiting for my paycheck or some shit like that. And I came across this lovely gentleman on POF. What is this? People of fish. Some shit like that. Don't ever, however desperate you are, don't ever go on POF. I need to go, what does POF even stands for? Because listen, don't ever do it for the life of you. I'm trying to see what it even stands for, because plenty of fish. Yeah, plenty of loco fishes, locacos, locaquitos, a lot of caca faces. I'm just kidding. Yesterday I called that lady caca face. I'm sorry. I forgot about them. Oh my God. I literally forgot about that whole situation. It's so crazy. The way, baby, my Aries brain literally forgets situations so immediately. So I met this lovely gentleman, this lovely Caucasian. I keep saying that. It doesn't even make any, like, it doesn't even add or take away anything from the story. So I met this man, and, you know, at that time I was still waiting to get paid because I quit my other job and I was waiting for this one paycheck. And we had a date planned. And my thing is, even though I was that young, to be honest with you, I would never, ever, for the life of me, ever go anywhere with a man if I don't have money. To be honest with you, I would not. And, you know, people, like, even on a first date, I need to be able to split the fucking bill, because to be honest with you, there is no way I'm letting a man pay for me and then him waiting for a vagina afterwards. You know what I'm saying? This is a vagina's not the desserts, baby. It's not gonna happen. So I always keep that in mind. I know how these men function, to be honest with you. Like, even before him, I've had plenty of experiences. Well, not that many, but it's like I've went on so many dates. Okay, I've went on so many dates. No sexual intercourse, but it's just so many dates where I've just seen these men and I'm just like, I need to pay. But I have a good time, you know, just you go out, you eat, blah, 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 play games. And I want to split the fucking bill, to be honest with you. I want to split the bill, pay my part for just having fun. And, you know, I don't want to be able to be required a vagina afterwards. Vagina is not part of the date. You know what I'm saying? Buy a fucking toy. A vagina toy where you can stick your ding ding inside of it. I'm sorry. I've just had so many. I've literally spent a year of my life. Okay, I was on Match.com, Tinder, so many places to just find love. I spent almost a year. I paid on Match.com, on Harmony, blackpeoples.com, Farmers Only, like so many of them. Okay, I was just trying to find the love of my life. I was just so desperate at that time. I was just like, I need to find love. I need to find the love of my life. And you know, it's unfortunate. After that, it just made me like give up, because I remember this one guy who didn't even want to be with me because I didn't have a car at that time. And to be honest with you, I used to like to them say that, you know, if you're watching this, I don't even think they would recognize me, but if you're watching this, I've never had a car. I'm 27 years old. I don't even have a driving fucking license. At this point, I don't even give a fuck about a man. I don't even have a driving license because I used to tell them I got into a car wreck and I don't have a car. It's in the garage. It's always in the garage, because I was just so insecure. I've always wanted to present, literally, I'm still young, but the way I've always wanted to present myself, it was just like as if I am like a stable person, or like I don't want a man to feel like I'm their responsibility, and I never want to fucking make it because I'm not looking for a father. And people, like, I don't understand women who say, you know, the man needs to take care of me. You're not looking for a father, and the male is not looking for a mother. Be able to handle your own side, your own end of a bargain, because listen, I'm just gonna be honest. I'm never looking for a fucking father in a man. I was never looking for that, because they're not responsible to take care of me. I would rather do it. I would rather help, maybe a little bit, not too much, a little bit of quality. Okay, well, not a lot, but like a mutual equality is what I want. And maybe sometimes, you know, you have bad days. The way I look at relationships is like we're both equal. We make our own money. It's love that connects us, not money, not any of that nonsense. You know, you may have days where, you know, one person is going through a certain situation for a brief moment, and the other person picks them up to balance the scale, right? Like, it's just like balancing the scale. That's kind of how I see it. But this whole my husband's money is my money, I don't understand. I'm so sorry if you're a female. You might get mad at me. You might be old-fashioned. I don't even see it like that, because I will spend my money. My husband, I don't even have a fucking husband. I don't even plan on this. But the way I was looking at it is like, my partner has his own money, and he needs to spend his money how he wishes to. And maybe we can have like a savings together where it can come into those emergency days. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how I looked at it. So yeah, some of them were just like, I can't date you because you don't have a car. I'm just like, what the fuck? And the funny thing is, the best way to connect is that when driving is not even that bad, to be honest with you, but I don't want to do it because I don't know why. I just don't have the fucking desire to do it. But if I did, I don't even see the problem of picking somebody up. You're even having a much more I guess it could be for especially American people. I'm sorry, it's a little, I don't know. They have 700 cars for 700 people in one house. Yeah. Anyways, so this guy. Okay, I just wanted to tell this fucking story. I met him on POF. We went, so we planned a date, and at that time I didn't have enough money, so I was like, I'm sorry. I was so scared to tell him. He was the first person, like after a while, after I've been going on so many dates, that I wanted to be like, I'm sorry, I'm just having, I can't make it because I can't take an Uber to come meet you. And he was just such a gentleman, such a gentle man. Fucking caca face. Shout out to him and his family. So he's a Gemini. I don't like Geminis. I love them as friends. Dating, literally stay away from these people. Literally stay away. These people are locacos, caca faces. I need to stop saying that. But instead of saying B word and cussing out, it's so much better saying caca face, to be honest. I like caca face. I love caca. Like, not in a like way, but like, caca is like the best part of my fucking life, to be honest with you, because I poop and I caca at least, literally, that's such a fucking compliment. I caca like at least once a day, and it's the most meditating, such a beautiful moment. Okay, such a beautiful moment that you have with yourself. Anyways, I need to get back on track. I'm so sorry I'm like this fucking distracted. I need to get on track and tell the story. So he tells me I will come pick you up. We will go on our date. Where did we even go? So we went out to go drinking. Was I even 21 at that time? Yeah, this was in 2014. So I was 21 and we went out. Oh wait, I didn't get my ID yet. I didn't get my new ID because they fucked up my old ID. You remember that story where I almost went to jail because of it, because they switched out the date of birth. They put October 4th instead of, they put 10/04 instead of 04/10, which is I'm an April baby, okay? Fuck. Anyways, child. So we went out, we had a drink. And it was fun. I try not to order too many things in those kind of situations. I don't even know if those situations has ever even happened. Or yeah, kind of. But I don't even try to get too many things because I'm like, this person is probably poor. I don't know why I go into this thing. They're looking for a vagina, or I'm just so sympathetic where I'm just like, this person is probably like barely making it in life, because I don't know. I don't know why I think like that. But if it was me, baby, I'm making it rain. Shots for everybody. I'm not around. But literally, me being able to spend another person's money makes me almost just shrink into a ball. But listen, if I'm on a date, I am willing 100% to pay the entire bill, and I don't even care. I literally don't even fucking care. Split or pay the whole thing. I'm willing to do that. So anyways, we had a good time. Everything was great. And then we just kept going on little dates like this. And I'm just going to get to the point about the church. Okay. So on Sundays, he started taking me to his church, which is non-denominational. And to be honest with you, like, I believe in God, but the whole Bible thing has been out the window. You know what I'm saying? Just some of the things just doesn't make sense. And in Orthodox, they teach. Let me just finish the story. You can't question it. That's all I was trying to say. So he takes me to this church. We're constantly going every Sunday. Okay, he's picking me up. He's just like, I don't mind taking you. I don't mind going with you together. And I never even thought about this until like one of my friends mentioned it. But so later, like after a couple years, I started dating this Hispanic guy. And he was taking me to a wedding across the board where I got stopped again, coming back from the Mexico border. And, my friend was just so fucking weird. Like, I don't talk to her anymore. We're not friends. And I never thought about it like this. Look, to be honest with you, this color thing, I don't even see it. I don't even see color. because I feel like this is just something American people are obsessed with. But black people, American white people are obsessed with the color, race and whatnot. To be honest, I know for sure, like foreign people, like outside of, we don't even care, to be honest. So where was I? So when I was going to that wedding with the Hispanic guy, my friend was like, can you believe it? You're literally the only black person who's gonna be in there. I was like, what the fuck? And I didn't even think about this. And then my thought process became that all of a sudden. I'm just like, she's so fucking weird. And now I'm looking back and looking at it, or like, I don't know if it was weird, but I was literally the only like skin color person. Colored person. Yeah, I never cared though, to be honest. Even at that time, I was just like, this is normal, like we're all people, right? Anywho, nobody ever treated me less. I mean, it's a church, obviously, except the male that I was going out. So let's go back to this Gemini POF man that I went on a date with. So we kept going to church. A couple months go by, and this one time he introduced me to this lovely girl. Okay, he introduced me to her, and to be honest with you, I've never been the jealous type. I literally don't care who you talk to, what you do with your fucking life. It's your fucking life. Do whatever you need to do. I never want to force anybody to do whatever. Like, I'm not the type of person, delete this woman from your phone. I really literally don't care. If you don't want to do it, I'm literally eliminating myself from that situation. That's it. I'm not going to get into an altercation or try to communicate, because I know how it's going to go. You know what I'm saying? I don't want somebody else to do something for me, because eventually when they're by themselves, they want to do it. And I want people to live their life freely. Like, don't compromise your shit for me. I will just, maybe I'll see you later. All right? Maybe never. But I'll eliminate myself. Eliminates it. It's so much better for me to just like completely detach from that person. Be like, deuces, baby. I'll see you later. I love you so much. Peace and love. But it's time for me to go. So anyways, he introduced me to this girl. She was so lovely, like I mentioned. And, I was like, hey. And I shook her hand back before COVID. I shook her hand and whatnot. And then I was looking away, just looking at the TV, because the ceremony was over. People were just like introducing each other, blah, blah, blah. Whatever after church people do. And me, to be honest with you, I'm a very detached person. I literally don't care what people do, what people talk about. It's your fucking business. So I'm looking at the TV for a minute, because they have like some kind of, I'm just trying to like look away so that he can have a conversation with her. I don't know about what, but so he can have a conversation. And we separate. I was like, hey, bye, because they finished their conversation. What the fuck am I gonna do? Like, standing next to him, just stare at her? I don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. What business do I have diving into like a private conversation? You know what I'm saying? I don't have any fucking business. So we separate from her. We say bye to her. We leave to go out and eat. And this man is so mad at me. He's like, why were you just so rude to her? I was like, what the fuck? I was just like giving you some space so you can speak to her. Like, I don't know what kind of reaction he wanted from me. So this man was just like acting up. So I was like, I'm suspecting, there's something there. But then again, I was just like, I don't know what's going on. How do you even get upset like that? It's so bizarre. So we kept going for maybe like two Sundays, 3 Sundays, we're going to church. And then we broke up, because we broke up our first time, like a couple months back. We broke up, and I'm such a like dedicated person, especially if I want a relationship. I told him, like, I don't know what the issue is. Let's communicate and let's try to work it out. I'm actually very understanding. I just know other people are not. And the people I've met are not. That's why I completely eliminate myself, because I could try to tell them something they're not going to understand. And this man was just not like understanding me, because I'm completely detached, to be honest with you. Like, I am in a relationship, but also like this man is telling me he has never had sex in almost 6 years. Baby, what language are we speaking? Are you saying this in English? It's a man talking about how he's been celibate for 6 years. Are you, baby? This man was fading me. He was fading me a different kind of milk. No, for real though, he was. I don't know what was going on there. So I was trying to say something. So he's telling me he hasn't had sex and he doesn't even want to cuddle. And, you know, months went by, like 3 months or so. And to be honest with you, I don't care about these things. We kissed. That was about it. I don't care about, like, too much intimacy because unless it's real and it's, like, honest to God, I don't even see the point of sex unless you're trying to have a child. I don't see it like for a desire. It's so weird to me because there's no point in it for me, at least now, the way I see it. So I never minded that he never wanted to have intercourse and whatnot. I was like, good, great. Like, we don't need to have that. And he wanted to wait until, like, marriage. Shout out to him. So, you know, we broke up. After like 4 months later, we're still going to church every Sunday and going on little dates on the weekdays sometimes. And then, you know, like I said, he got upset by that woman. And then we broke up. I didn't even really care. We stopped talking. When we broke up the first time, I was literally telling him, like, you know, let's try to make this work. I don't know what I think he felt like I just didn't like him or something. And to be honest with you, it may feel like that sometimes with me because I'm just such a self person. And when I'm in a relationship, I love people, but like the way people make love, it's so much more different than I describe it or the way I look at it. You know, love is liberating. Love is freeing. You know, love is like, you can still love a person even when they're not around you. I didn't love this man. I mean, I love him as a human, but I didn't like love him as a lover. But I'm just saying, like, the way I love and be in a relationship, the person is not my fucking property, okay? I don't own them. They're not a fucking property. I don't need to obsess over them. Obsession is not fucking love. I don't know who needs to hear that and understand that. Obsession is not fucking love. Okay? Obsession is just obsession. And don't translate it as love because it's really not. If you cannot live with this person, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you do not need to be in love with that person. Don't listen to me also. Do whatever you need to do with your life. But that's just my outlook. If you can't live with a person, what? You've been with yourself a whole lot much more than this individual. You know what I'm saying? You can be there for yourself a whole lot much more and then be there for, like, love this person. You can still love this person. I don't know how to explain it to you. It's like, if you genuinely want the best for another person, and I will get to this, and I really do want the best for him, and I guess he found the best, okay? And if the person actually, if you genuinely want the best for your other partner, significant other, you want them to do better even when they're not with you. You want them to be okay with the person that they find that is fitting to them. Just because it's not fitting to you, it does not mean you need to go on a whole, like, you don't need to lose it because this person, like, you don't even need to attach yourself that deep where, you know, like, I don't know. I don't understand that, honestly. I feel like I have a very different outlook on so many things than most people that I've came across where, you know, obsession is not love. And if you say you really love the person, if they choose tomorrow morning that they want to go, if they want to go to like New Zealand and start a whole new life there, it should be okay. Your love should not be cut off because they wanted a different life. They chose what is best for them. You know what I'm saying? I still understand, like, you know, this, I don't know, this forever thing people talk about. I will love you forever. It's dangerous. I'm sorry. It's dangerous because people and our outlook changes. And sometimes I feel like people become so scared to express their ideas to their partner, like the kind of life they want, because they feel like they're just so committed. They feel like they need to be committed in that relationship and they become so scared. And I feel like sometimes that's why men cheat, because they have other desires and they just don't know how to explain to this person. They love this person. They also don't want to upset them. I'm not making excuses for this man, by the way. I'm just saying I feel like this is why they do the things that they do. And they just don't know how to like verbalize and communicate that, you know. And if they just did, it would have been easier. But also, the other person may not understand, because I don't know, the way people look at love, I'm sorry, but it's obsession. If I genuinely love a person, if I want the best for them, and I keep saying this, but I mean it. If I really want the best for my partner, honest to God, they can wake up tomorrow and be like, hey, I want to go to Germany tomorrow and start a whole new life. I should be okay to handle that, because this person came after, like, he came late to the party. Like, when I say that, I mean, like, this person probably came a year ago in my life. You know what I'm saying? I've been with myself for like 26 years. How am I gonna like lose my whole entire, like, how is my whole world gonna crumble because this man didn't want to go and live his life? And it's this attachment, like thinking that this person, because a year ago when you met, this person told you, I'll always be there with you forever. You feel like they meant it. Some people say things that they don't even mean. Honestly, they don't, and don't believe people easily. Don't be so naive and be like, oh, this person told me this. Why did they go against their own words? People do that. People don't even, they say certain things, words just, they have a word diarrhea, baby. Sometimes some people just don't even know what they're saying. They just say it because it's been passed down to them, or this is all they know, this is how they've been living their life. They don't even understand it. Like, honestly, there is just so much that goes into it. Choose yourself and avoid all this headache. I'm literally getting a headache just thinking about this. No, I'm not. But it's just, maybe I have a very deep understanding, because I like to get to the root. Porque it's very good to understand it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very good. And I just came to the conclusion, I'm not trying to find love. I don't even care about it, to be honest with you. I can literally live the rest of my life alone. I really want to. Maybe until like I've really figured out my whole life. And also saying my car broke down. That was my old story, but I don't listen. I don't care. I need to be myself and be there for myself first. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to present myself in a very like lavish way to a man. When a man, to be honest with you, most of them, they hide it, but there's also like in a shit show. They're having a shit show, a poo-poo show, and you just don't know about it. Just because you think this person looks so good, they're handling their life. Fake confidence. I've seen it. A fake confidence. It makes people think that this person is so like confident, because sometimes you date people and when you first met them and how they actually are is completely different, and this persona that they put, this mask, makes it so hard to get to know people. Be a little real, you know what I'm saying? Be a little authentic. Anyways, so this man, I just want to finish the story. This man, we broke up. Literally, this man engaged that woman. He got upset about me. Okay? He got engaged. He married her like less than 6 months. It was so less than literally 6 months. Okay, we broke up in like November. This man was married by May. To that woman, he got so upset at me for being rude to her. I was so shocked, to be honest with you. If a church man could do this, listen, I don't even know what to expect from another man. And I wasn't even disappointed. I was just like, shout out to him and his family. It was just so strange how, this is just, I'm speaking about my experience, but genuinely, he looked happy and she seemed like a good person for him. And I love that. I love that for them. It was just the way he went about it. It was so, I wish he was just honest. But, sometimes, like I said, people will tell you so many things that sound so good. It's the same thing when companies or so many places, they tell you all the good stuff and they don't tell you when they're gonna fuck you in the ass later on, because they will. Like Spectrum, when they told me it was $14 and then $75. You fucked me. They fucked me without a condom. I'm sorry. That was a fucking the ass. Like, literally, that was just a fucking rape. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. That escalated a little quick. But anyways, child, it's just crazy, it's just crazy. Honestly, just detach from so many things. That's all I'm trying to get at, and wish people the best. And it becomes easier to wish people the best when you separate yourself and not say, how dare this person does this to me? You know what I'm saying? How dare them tell me one thing? They are allowed. It's their human right. Like when you accept that, when you accept it's their human right to lie to you, and it's up to you what you believe and what you don't believe. It is literally up to you. The person is not responsible for what information that you believe or not believe. If this person chooses to scam you and does some kind of fucked up shit, honestly, it's hard. It's a harsh reality, but it's your fault. It's my fault too. Honestly, you know. It's not their fault. They didn't do anything. They've probably just been writing the story. And some people don't even realize, like sometimes like stories and belief system become so outdated where people just repeat it even though they no longer believe in it, because this is the kind of story or the cycle that they have. You know what I'm saying? Even though they don't believe it, that's the story they want to talk about. Yeah, that's all I have. I was gonna say something like oh, it's my hair. I just want to mention, like earlier I was talking about like how I used to have attachment. I used to be such a deeply attached person. Listen, when you start detaching, life becomes so much better. When you start detaching, life becomes so much better. Literally, it's so much marvelous, splendid, extravaganza. No, seriously, it is. So I want to talk about as you can see, this is a wig. And the best way, I don't really wear makeup. I'm not a huge I can't even say it. I'm not a huge outfit. Is that how you say outfit? Jesus Christ. I'm not an outfit person where I need to wear certain things and whatnot, like to look cute. Okay, sometimes I just put things together and it goes for me. For some people may not, but for me it works out. Anyways, so the way I love expressing, some people like they have their own form of art, right? Like how they express themselves. Some people could be they just might like wearing a certain outfit, or they like these little details of earrings, makeup, and whatnot. I'm not that girly of a girl. I tried it. It's just not, baby, this artistic thing is it's time consuming. And to be honest with you, I literally would wear a makeup. I'll put foundation, eyeliner, and whatnot. In an hour, I need to remove it. Literally, like, I miss my skin. I don't even care about this. You know what I'm saying? This is like a scar that I have. Like, not scars, but like, in a month, you're probably not even going to see it. I don't care about it. You know what I'm saying? I love it. I would want to see this. It makes me feel like I'm more of a human, to be honest with you. Rather than painting it and looking like an inhumane person. I look like a fucking filter. I don't want to look like a filter because I'm a human. And I like it. And it feels so heavy on my face. I'm sorry if you're a makeup fan. I'm just not a fan. I love, like, this is just something I love on other people too. Like, just seeing their just bare face. Oh, I love it. I love it. And to be honest, I literally just love accepting other people's insecurities. Like, what people think they're insecure about is so fucking ridiculous. And I'm always just there, like, just appreciating it because I love it. I love it. It makes them look like a human. You do not need to look like these Instagram people. I don't know. That it's because they don't like themselves, that how they got there, to be honest with you. Because if you love yourself, you wouldn't care. But it's gotten to the point where, like, you know, and they're not responsible for how they're presenting the beauty standard, because literally be yourself. There's other people out there who think like this, to be honest. And there's just something about just authenticity. And unfortunately, this is a wig that I'm wearing because I want to get into that. So the way I express myself is through my hair, has been through my hair for the longest time. I love my, I don't have that much length of a hair. Like, it's gotten maybe like right here for like in my whole entire life. Okay, for some reason it didn't grow past that until I started using this thing called keratin, which I had to pay $400 fucking dollars. Anything for my hair, because I don't use any other shit on myself. So it was very good. If you want your hair to grow, to be honest with you, keratin was the best treatment. If you're shaved and bald, don't do it. So I used to have a weird obsession, like, and I do different hairstyles most of the time. I love it. Like, I change my hair at least like once a week and whatnot. And I was trying to get at something, and that has always been my expression. And it's funny, like, I was trying to tell you something, I forgot. So the fact that I loved this so much, and it became such a, like, I loved it so much that I wanted to be hairstylist, and I did that. Like, I'm a hairstylist part-time, whatever time, whenever I can, I'll do it. I do that now, but I'm kind of trying to look for a transition, because I'm also getting tired of just the people I'm dealing with, to be honest with you, because maybe it's in Texas. It's just not, it hasn't been a good experience, because like I said, I don't like people who are so fucking loud. And most of the time when you're like, you're giving your own service, you have to give like good customer service, and people are a little rude sometimes. And I'm very understanding. I'm very easy to get along with, to be honest with you. I'm literally so understanding. And the one thing that I do is, when people want to have an attitude, I play dumb. I'm like, oh, what would you like me to do? I respond in the most monotone way, where people are just confused. Like, do you not understand that I'm having an attitude? No, baby, I see it. I just choose not to understand. Like, I just choose not to feed that area. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the kind of person who would go be like, oh, you're having an attitude with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm speaking gibberish at that point, because what the fuck am I gaining out of that? So I don't even get into those kind of... Literally, that was the customer service, is what I'm telling you. Like, that was the one I've gotten into in a very long time, because I literally don't even that, I just wasted my fucking energy, to be honest with you. I wish I didn't even I haven't even gotten into those conversations, because it's so pointless. I'm talking gibberish. Anyways, so in January of this year, I shaved my entire head, and it was so weird to me, to be honest with you, because yes, I have never been a fan of wigs. I just started to adopt it, but I've never been a fan of wigs, because I don't know. And my hair, it just becomes like, I don't know, like, there's just something that I didn't like about it back in the days. So I shaved it, and literally I did not know what to do with my hands, because I'm constantly doing something, changing it, doing something cute with it, like, just for me to express myself with it. Okay, that's just my way of showing art, my version of artistic. So I literally had to find a completely new thing. Like, I had completely detached from that. And the funny thing is, when you detach from a certain thing, like a certain thing that you've been so attached, it breaks a certain routine that you don't even realize. You don't even realize it. It breaks a certain cycle, a certain pattern, and it sets you off on a whole new one. And it's pretty interesting. And I've been shaving it since then, because the funny thing is, like, it's not even funny. I don't know why I keep saying that, but I've been shaving it, and back then, I wash my hair so well. It's like, it sucks oil so quick. And it became like, after I shaved it, to be honest with you, there was just a lot of dead skin. Okay. And I literally said, I'm just going to start fresh all over again and keep shaving it until, like, this dead skin is just, like, out of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Until my skin feels real and, like, good enough, I'm going to keep shaving it and dedicate another 4 years of my life to just grow it out, and hopefully it grows good, healthy, and big, that I just don't even have to wear any wigs, where it's gonna be, I'm willing to put the effort. It's gonna be, I want to put like a really long investment in this, because I have hope it's gonna grow much bigger and beautiful. Listen, I'm gonna look back at this video in 4 years and I'm gonna be like, oh my God, I'm so proud of myself. And I liked that I shaved it off, to be honest. It feels so good. It feels so liberating. And to make matters worse, not that this is worse, but like to make matters worse, like, so like somewhere around here, one day I was just bored, I guess, and I started plucking it because I was just like, I wonder how the hair would grow. Because I wanted to like pull the entire hair out, and it's starting fresh. So I wanted to wax it. I don't know if you've seen bald man getting waxed. I wanted to wax it like that. So like every dead skin was just lifted, and every like ingrown hair, like anything that's inside the ingrown hair, like just the depth of it to be so clean. My follicles, is that what it's called? To be so clean that I can start fresh again. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I need to buy the wax so that I can, you know, wax off the and now I've been shaving it and it's been so hard. Like I can't even grow it out, like grow the entire thing out, because now there's, you know how when you pluck hair, to be honest with you, that shit is so real. It takes a while for it to grow. It literally takes a while, and it's been taking so much time, and it's like this big of a hole that I've like pinched out and started plucking, and it's gonna take time. But anyways, that's all I have. You guys have a lovely week. I'll see you on Thursday.